That's terrific, and thanks both to the Cotonis for giving us all this forum to be able to speak our minds so that we can get a message to Washington. Thanks very much. Okay, well, look, just 3 main points. 1, it's axiomatic. A cut in tax rates results in more tax revenues, greater productivity, growth in the economy, and therefore more people paying taxes, more productivity. It's axiomatic. It happens every time it's tried. In fact, it happened with one of the favorites of the current administration, the Kennedys. In 1962, in August, John Kennedy said, therefore, it is axiomatic, it is paradoxical that a cut in tax rates results in an increase in tax revenues. In 1963, there was a tax cut, and it benefited America. Number 2, why would anybody want to cut the charitable deduction?
That's right.
There's a reason. There's a reason, because taxation is not about raising funds. Taxation like this confiscatory taxation, is about control. There are people who want to control you. These are not people who want to provide for somebody who can't take care of themselves, like perhaps a benefactor, a donor would want to do for a charity. These are people who want to control who gets paid, who gets what, from all of you. They decide who to give it to. It's about control. So that's why they want to do something with changing the charitable deduction. If you look at the people who make donations, this is according to a Gallup poll, when they looked at the 2008 charitable donations. They also asked people, well, how would you describe yourself? There was a very conservative to very liberal, and there's all kinds of gradations in between. Then they said, how would you compare yourself? And then how much money do you, of the percentage of your income, how much do you donate to charities? People who considered themselves very conservative donated 4.5% of their income to charities on their own. People who considered themselves very liberal, 1.2%. So the people who are very conservative donated 3.75 times more money than the people over here. So why would you eliminate a charitable deduction? Because it's another move against conservatives. Because where does a lot of that money go to? They think, Washington thinks, the Christian right, the religious right. God help us if we're going to be giving money to the charities, to the church. So, it's another means of control. But that doesn't mean that because there's a lot of people who would say, well, gee, we're Democrats and we have charities and we want our charities to be able to exist and to thrive. Don't remove the charitable deduction. Well, what they say, okay, well, here's how we're going to make that up. We're going to cut the charitable deduction, and then we, the government, will take care of the people who need help. We'll take care of them. That is socialism, pure unadulterated socialism. And those are the people who are going to be making those decisions, not you as benefactors and donors, but the government's going to be making those decisions, and we have had it. 3. The third point I want to make today. So first is confiscatory tax policy is bad, and if you cut taxes, the economy goes up. Second is leave the charitable deductions alone. Unless, I'm going to contradict myself now, unless you get rid of all of the taxes you can by going to a very fair, flat tax, or a consumption-based tax. That's a debate for another day. But a tax that says, let's get rid of all deductions, because it's social engineering. It's about control. Remember, it's not about the money, it's about control. They want to take certain behaviors and encourage you and me and all of our fellow Americans to behave a certain way. So they'll say, if you do what we want you to do, we'll let you have more of your own money. If you don't do what we want to do, we're going to take some more of your money, more than we would have from somebody else. And then we're going to do what we think is right with it. This is extremely dangerous, my friends, and it's something that all of you know in your hearts. You know that we were here today to voice our opinions, to make sure that everybody knows that we do know it, and that they're not going to fool us again. If you get rid of all of the charitable deductions, you get rid of all the deductions of mortgage interest and everything else with a nice, fair, flat tax, charities will thrive, because America is, it's been said here already today, and it's true, America is the most generous.
That's right.
the most responsible civilization in the history of the world. I don't care if it's a tsunami across the other side of the world, or if it's my son-in-law in Brooklyn, and his group went into his Dean Street Firehouse, went into the World Trade Center. 7 of them died.
That's right.
In our neighborhood, we raised $16,000 in one afternoon to take care of the widows and children for those 7 firefighters. And we did it at the drop of a hat. And I don't even know if there was a tax deduction for it. But it's because we're good in our hearts, and we have people in these inner city schools in Chicago who can't get a decent education from the Chicago public school system. And we're spending all kinds of money on that through the government to get that to happen. It ain't happening. So people donate, and we're part of that. And there's people who truly are needy, who really can't take care of themselves. And we take care of that. We are a very compassionate nation. And if you let people have more of their money, they will donate more of that to those good causes. I love all of you for coming out here today. I love America. God bless you all.